and 10:30 a.m. on Sunday mornings. Join us for Whack an Atheist Wednesday, where we take skeptical arguments and give them a biblical smackdown. Don't miss out on Dr. Hovind's engaging Bible studies, always straight from the King James Version. And hey, if you're tired of scrolling aimlessly, why not make your time online spiritually enriching? Like, share, and subscribe to Dr. Kent Hovind on all your favorite social media platforms. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. Because who wouldn't want their notifications filled with a bit of holy wisdom and a sprinkle of humor? Ready to dive deeper into your faith? Catch Dr. Kent Hovind live. Trust me, it's more refreshing than a Sunday nap. See you there, and remember,
old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church, where God gets the glory. Hulk Hogan. What you can do with computers these days, huh? Man. Good evening, folks. February the 6th, 2026. It's getting better. Not much. We're on a bunch of different channels. Tune into all of them. Let's see. We're on Facebook, on Rumble, on X, our own app, Kent Hovind TV, Instagram, TikTok. We're on a bunch of them. Just sign up for all of them. Joseph, tonight's going to be open mic. I've been saying for a long time, evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the world. You folks lack intelligence if you believe that. Boudreaux and Thibodeau were digging a ditch one time, and the boss is sitting up there under the tree drinking iced tea. Boudreaux says, "Hey, Thibodeau, how come we doing all the work and he gets all the money?" Thibodeau says, "I don't know." Boudreaux, these are Cajun jokes, Louisiana. Boudreaux, Thibodeau, Louisiana folks, you know all about them. Okay? Boudreaux said, "I'm going to go ask him, what's going on?" So Boudreaux grabs his shovel, climbs up out of the ditch. He walks over. He says, "Boss, I got a question. How come you get more money than we do, and we're down there in the ditch digging, doing all the work?" He said, "Well, Boudreaux, it's simple, because I have intelligence." Boudreaux says, "Intelligence? What's that?" He said, "Well, take your shovel." He put his hand on his tree. He said, "Hit my hand with your shovel." He said, "Oh, no, boss, that'll hurt." He said, "No, come on. I'm going to show you I have intelligence, and you don't." So Boudreaux wears back and swings, and the boss moves his hand. Bam! Shakes him all over the place. He says, "See, Boudreaux, I have intelligence." So Boudreaux goes back down in the ditch, and Thibodeau says, "What'd the boss say?" He said, "The boss says he has intelligence." Thibodeau said, "What is that?" Boudreaux looked around. There wasn't no tree. He said, "Well, take your shovel, hit my hand as hard as you can." Never mind. Oh, never mind. Okay. We believe evolution is stupid, real stupid. If you believe that, we feel sorry for you. We're here to help, okay? Let's see. You teach the kids that humans are related to octopus. You don't accept evolution. How do you like to say that? You believe in evolution. It's dumb to believe you're related to an octopus. It really is. We covered all this the other night. Family tree of dogs, from tiny chihuahuas to Rottweilers. I agree. All the dogs had a common ancestor. It was a dog. All the hummingbirds had a common ancestor called a hummingbird, okay? Doesn't prove hummingbirds are related to humans. I don't know how they don't get it, Joseph, but I like making fun of them. I do it in Christian love, though, okay? Everybody related. 37 varieties of foxes probably had a common ancestor called a fox. All the varieties of lions probably came from a lion, okay? All the zebras probably came from, a zebra. All the cats, all the zebras. Joseph, me, this is pretty cool. When I go to check out at a store or restaurant, I say, "You take out-of-state cash?" They always get that strange look on their face. I was at Captain D's today in Andalusia. She said, "Out-of-state cash? I don't know." So I showed it to her. She said, "Oh, yeah, it looks just like ours." Anyway, February the 6th, 2025, our 10-year anniversary of getting the property coming up April 21st. Plan to come down, book a cabin. They're all free. Or bring your own motorhome if you want and spend a couple days to see this place. It's amazing. Joseph, I've been working on your ARC logistics summary you put together. Different ways animals eat less food while they're on that ark. Okay, a lot less, okay? One is, let's see, hibernation, like the bear, deep winter sleep. Heart rate drops by 80%. Large animals, mammals, bears could snooze for the entire winter. Zero food or water intake. Zero waste for Noah to clean up. Then there's brumation. Reptiles do that. Unlike mammals, reptiles enter a cold-induced state where they aren't asleep, but are effectively off-duty. Baby dinosaurs and lizards would lock in stasis in a cool, dark environment. Benefit, there's no pacing, no territorial disputes, and extremely slow growth rates while on board. Estivation, where they beat the heat. There's torpor, rapid shutdown. Fast acting, body temperature drops, they go into torpor almost right away. perfect for small kinds to survive cold sea nights. Then there's life on standby. God presses the pause button. So many animals on the ark, Noah didn't have to take care of them at all. Plus, he didn't have cages. I love Ken Ham's ark, and I love Ken Ham's ministry. I got his cup right here, but they don't have cages on there. They had rooms. Read the King James Bible, okay? Torpor, survival on schedule. Diapause, that's the picture I'm missing half of, Joseph. Number 6, okay. Quiescence. Unlike other states, quiescence is an immediate stop in response to poor environment. Low oxygen, low light, or bad air. If the lower decks become stuffy or dim, the animals didn't panic. They simply power down. 90% less to shovel. Yeah. By the way, you shovel it right down in the moon pools. Go out on a cruise liner, you flush the toilet, it goes right outside. Yeah, the fish love it, okay? We have moon pools in our ark we're building. Come on down and see it. Engineering, not magic. Dormancy is a built-in survival feature. Science isn't catching up to the Bible. It's just finally noticing God's design. I love it. Okay, somebody sent me this video today from Answers in Genesis in Canada. This is classic, brother. I just play a few minutes of it. This guy convinced AI that there's a God. How do you play this? Right here.
As if I was a brand new user, no history between us, so you can just give me unbiased conclusions. And I'd like you to answer all my questions according to strict logic, mathematical probability, and observational science alone. So I don't want you to give me any answers based on some kind of ideology. Belief in God or belief in materialism or even belief in consensus science, unless it sticks to strict logic, mathematical probability, and observational science. So we don't want any kind of hypotheticals or what if scenarios creeping in here. And if you could answer me using very brief, concise answers, yes or no answers when you can, that would be great. And try not to repeat my question back when you're giving me the answer. Does that all sound fair so we can ask some questions and come to some unbiased conclusions here?
Yes.
Well, that was short and sweet. Okay, so the first questions are going to be about the concept of abiogenesis or chemical evolution as it's
Abiogenesis is a great stumbling block for evolution. It's life starting from non-living material. You have to have that, guys. They want to say evolution is only dealing with once the animals get here. No. Quit. You're backing out, okay? You have to have a complete theory. Where did life get started? What do they call this? Not AI, generation 4, something. Chat GPT? Number 4. Fourth generation, okay.
sometimes called life coming from non-life. And then later we'll ask some questions about the general theory of evolution. So we know what the minimal amount of coded functional letters are required to have even the most minimal life form. We've observed that. Now, what is the mathematical probability of any kind of naturalistic chaining mechanism? Because one couldn't appeal to natural selection or genetic mutation when you're talking about the first life forming, because natural selection only operates on genetic information that's already in existence. It selects from that, and genetic mutations can only mutate a genetic code in existence. So we're talking about first life somehow naturally forming through naturalistic processes and arranging some chemical symbols in an exact row or sequence to result in the most minimalistic life form. So what's the mathematical probability of that happening, even considering Earth's supposed 4.5 billion year age, according to strict math, logic, and mathematical probability?
The mathematical probability of a minimal genome, about 200 to 300 genes, self-assembling through naturalistic processes, is less than 1 in 10 to the power 200, based on observed chemical constraints. Earth's 4.5 billion years, 10 to the power 17 seconds, is too short to make this probable, rendering it effectively impossible.
Wow, so you're saying that chemical evolution or life coming from non-life is basically impossible according to strict logic, mathematical probability, and observational science?
Yes, chemical evolution is effectively impossible, as the probability, less than 1 in 10 to the power 200, is too low, and no observed mechanism supports random assembly of a minimal genome within Earth's time frame. per strict logic and observational science.
Goes on and on. The program is incredible. The talking head there says, this is like finding one grain of sand of all the sand on all the beaches in the world. The probability of you picking that one grain on your first try is like life getting started from non-living material. But you evolutionists would rather believe that than submit yourself to the designer of the universe. I can't help you. There's certain kinds of stupid you can't even fix with a 2x4, Joseph. That's one of them. Evolution is the dumbest, most dangerous religious cult in the world, okay? Come visit us at Dinosaur Adventureland, Genesis Baptist Church. We believe the Bible's true and scientifically accurate. Yeah. Come visit us. Help support us if you'd like. Join our 777 club or just make a one-time donation or just don't do anything. Just pray for us, okay? drdino.com. I got to change that again. It keeps changing every day, doesn't it? Every day, okay. Whack-a-mole game. Whack an atheist. I love it. You caught Emma, all of them with their eyes. Never mind, okay. So, Creepy Blinder is a YouTube. He works on conspiracy theories. He works on everything except the stupid evolution religion, because he believes in that one, okay? Content is satire. Makes fun of YouTubers. Okay, well, so is it okay to make fun of you, Creepy? No problem. You guys make fun of me all the time. That's fine, okay? Let's see. Laws of physics. I like that, okay? He's not a scientist. He's Mr. Potato Head. Joseph, did you do that? How many think Joseph is worth a raise for that one? Anyway, I'm living rent-free in Creepy's head, okay? I know you're wrong, Kent Hovind. I know you're wrong. Yep. Can't get you out of my head, can I? It's okay, Creepy. We love you. February 4th, we started with Creepy's show about me. Last night, we continued up to the 12-minute mark. Tonight, we're going to go a few more minutes if we can stomach it. Let me go to slide number 66, enter. Okay. No, that's not it. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, I put more slides in there. There we go. Okay. Here's Creepy. Let me get him to play. I want to shrink that one down. Love this live show. Here we go. Let's let Creepy talk for a few minutes here. There he is. Okay.
The history of ever has said that. Who the hell is saying that one animal turns into another?
Who is saying that one animal turned into another? Creepy. Do you believe this chart represents science? It's in a lot of textbooks, or is this imagination? Would you agree that a single-celled amoeba or protozoa or whatever you want to start with, bacteria, turned into everything? A single-celled protozoa over millions of generations, slowly, turned into a whale. You believe that, don't you? You believe we should teach this to the kids and everybody should be required to pay to have this taught to the kids? They print this chart, put it in all the textbooks. They cut down trees to do this, Creepy. Think about it. Yes, evolution does teach that animals turn to different kinds of animals. Or slowly over millions of years. And if you're embarrassed by that, then stop believing it and preaching it.
I'll tell you who. Young Earth creationist morons, that's who.
The truth is, we don't see what you guys are claiming. The Bible says 20 times in the first 7 chapters, they will bring forth after their kind.
It doesn't matter what the Bible says, Kent.
I'm going to see a potato every time now, Joseph. He said he's related to a potato. I believe it. Okay. Potatoes have eyes, don't they? What if they ever need glasses? Never mind, okay.
The Bible is as irrelevant as you are, you wrinkly old turd.
Proud of himself. He called me a wrinkly old turd. Brilliant. Creepy potato head.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Oh, dear me, what a day to respond to a Kent Hovind video.
Let's see, I got charts on that somewhere. That's what it says. They're going to bring forth after their kind. All plants and animals have done that since all of observed human history. So if you wish to imagine that it was different in the past, okay, you can imagine whatever you want. It's not science.
Neither is repeating back to your opponent the exact same thing they just said, but it doesn't stop you, does it?
We all have susceptibility to bias.
All do, including you, Neil? Are you biased in favor of this evolution religion? And you're not allowed to think anything else? Yeah, you have succumbed to the bias of what you've done.
Search engines on the internet are the epitome of confirmation bias. And you're going to use that as evidence that you are.
Right. So we use search engines about evidence for evolution, and it gives the same stuff I've disproven many, many times. Watch my video number 4, Lies in the Textbooks, from 25 years ago. I showed all these. They don't have any evidence for evolution, none. It's all lies. If you want to believe it, great, but don't call it science. It's your religion. I say, right, you guys are using evidence. Well, everybody believes in evolution, therefore it must be true.
You know, right at the beginning when Neil deGrasse Tyson said you can know enough about a topic to think you're right, but not know enough to know that you're wrong.
Creepy. That's you right there. Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, Kent, I hope you've got a mirror on your desk to go with your little SpongeBob play
Mirror on the desk. Creepy, you're not one to talk about looking in the mirror.
thing. Ken, you're in your 70s, grow up. But look in that mirror, then you should see how insane what you just said was. You were saying that, why can you use the Bible then if we can't trust verifiable scientific sources?
I love verifiable scientific sources. There aren't any evidences for evolution in any of those sources. You guys are still teaching the embryo has gill slits in the baby and the mother. Proven wrong in 1874. You're still teaching it. You still believe embryology is evidence, don't you, creepy? Yeah. You still think the fossils prove something. All you know from a fossil is it died. You don't know it had any children. You sure don't know it had children that were different. No animal today can do that. Why do you give credit? Why do you give the ability for a fossil to do something that no animal today can do? Yes, there's no verifiable scientific evidence for evolution. None. You got some? Call for a debate. You keep, how many shows has he done on me? Over 30. That's the only reason I keep whacking him. He keeps picking on, he keeps asking for it. Keep bullying school. They keep asking for it. Okay. My dad said some kids listen through their ears, some listen through their nose. Son, with the bully, you might have to explain it to him right through the nose. Leave me alone. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so creepy. I'm trying to help you. I really am. You have been brainwashed into believing you're related to a potato.
You find online, but your dusty old book that's been...
That dusty old book, that is an eyewitness account of the creation. The whole book is eyewitnesses. Creepy. That is the best evidence. You don't like that Bible, do you? I know you don't. Too bad. It is God's inspired, infallible word. It is perfect, flawless in every detail. No scientific mistakes at all. Show me some, okay? There's no scientific evidence. The Bible says they're going to bring forth after their kind. That's all any farmer in the world has ever seen. Their cows make baby cows. Their sheep make baby sheep. The dogs make baby dogs every single time. Okay, Joey, you're going to have a baby here soon. I'll bet you $5 it's going to be a human. What do you think, RJ?
I wouldn't take that bet against you.
You wouldn't take it against her? Okay, okay. I'll never mind. Okay.
Rewritten more times than I don't know what.
You don't know what? Finally, we got to the truth. You don't know nothing creepy about this topic. You should go on to pick on the flat earthers, or how to do makeup, or something. Okay.
Oh, good, you're still here. If this video was right up your street, then you're gonna love this one. Kent was deluded enough in this one to think he debunked Forrest Falke, an evolutionary biologist.
Why do you call him an evolutionary biologist? He has a bachelor's degree. He doesn't have a doctor's degree. Is he a scientist? Why would you give him the title of evolutionary biologist? And those two words don't go together. Biology is the study of life. Bio, life, ology, study of. I taught biology for 15 years. I'm pretty familiar with the topic. Evolution has nothing to do with biology. Nothing to do with it. Why do you guys keep putting those two words together? Yes, I'll debate Forrest anytime. Why hasn't he called? Forrest? 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Joseph Bookham, okay? You go first. Give the best evidence for evolution. One topic at a time. No interrupting. Creepy, you too.
And spoiler alert, he doesn't, but we had fun showing why. Don't forget to like the smash button and subscribe if you're new. Love you. Bye. Don't click away.
I believe I'll click away if I want. Tell me what to do on my computer here. Okay, Joseph, questions real quick? Let's see, right here.
One of the great challenges in this world
No.
is knowing enough
Yeah,
about a
shut that
subject
off.
to think you're right. But
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead. Questions? Can you give information on what you believe on pre-trib, post-trib, or post-rapture? Justin, I covered that for hours on my video series, Whoa, What on Earth is About to Happen? Get the whole video series, 21 hours. Get the chart behind me. Get a smaller version of that chart for $10. Get my book, What on Earth is About to Happen, for heaven's sake, right here, where I cover that for, let's see, what on earth is about to happen. We explain the answer to that question for 260-some pages. I can't give a short answer. We're here for the tribulation. We get raptured out after the tribulation when the sun and the moon go dark. Read Revelation. I read Matthew chapter 24, Mark 13, Luke 21. It's all spelled out right there. I couldn't believe I missed it for all 40 years of my Christian life. Roland Rasmussen, fabulous, brilliant preacher out in California, Canoga Park, he gave me his book, The Post-Trib, Pre-Wrath Rapture. When I went to prison, had it sent in to me. I read it 5 times. I tried very hard to not come to the same conclusion, but he's right. Is this in print still, Joseph? We should find it, and buy it off of him in bulk and sell it on our website or something, if you can. Tell Bobby to get that. Okay. So I'm sorry. Yes, we're here for the tribulation. We're raptured out after the tribulation. Read Matthew 24, 29. That's what Jesus said. Okay. You believe an AI robot is speaking statute of Revelation? I suspect so, Jamie. I don't think we know yet. I don't know yet. But I think it's going to be... See, a robot like that would have no heart. Just shoot him, kill him. No heart. Just a brain. Well, not even a brain, but okay. So I think, I couldn't prove it, but yes, I think that's correct. Colton, you think the third temple could be underground? I don't know. Good question. You find out, let me know, okay? If Moses edited Genesis, does it mean he copied the original writings and wrote them? Correct. Moses would have been handed the tablets. He would have been, the Alexandrian library there in Egypt was the largest library in the world, and he was, remember, as a baby left in the river, and Pharaoh's daughter adopted him. He grew up in Pharaoh's house. He was being groomed to be the next Pharaoh. He had access to everything, all the knowledge of the Egyptians. And so he probably got those ancient documents, probably on clay tablets, I'm assuming, and would have been the first several chapters, most of the book of Genesis. Moses didn't write any of it. He just put it together, collected it as the editor. I covered that on video number 7. I said yes, okay. No prophecies of Jesus? Okay, let's see. Lori, will there be animal sacrifice in the millennium? No need for it. Jesus is the last sacrifice. He said it's finished. So some people may do it, but you don't need to. Lucas, I've been playing your seminars on a huge Bluetooth speaker at work lately, so everyone around has to hear them. Are you making friends or making enemies? Does God love those people in the armies that he destroyed? Oh, yeah, God loves everybody. He's not willing that any should perish. But sometimes God warns them and warns them and warns them and says, that's it, we're done. Yeah. Are they now in heaven or hell? If you don't accept Christ, they're in hell. What is that? How many hairs do you have?
Yeah, how many hairs do you have in your head?
I've never counted them. I have no clue. They say the average blonde has about 100,000 hairs. The average brunette has about 80,000. The average redhead has 60,000, if I recall from biology 20 years ago in a book I read about that. But I don't know. Did you hear about what Grok said? I think that's what we just played. Wasn't it? Oh. Who's? Oh, Elon Musk, Grok. It's interesting, they're on Grok 4. I wonder if we're going to get to Grok 6, and that's going to be the Antichrist.
There's somebody in the studio who's never been here. You want to try?
Sure. Get my headphones on. Well, hold it. Where's my headphones? Oh, here we go. Okay. Hello, hello. Yes, sir.
Hey Ken, how you doing? That was me. I sent you the video. Glad you played it with the Chat GPT and the odds of self-replicating molecule. Yeah, it was pretty good. It gets even worse than that though, because when you start calculating, if this can actually replicate and turn into life, so it gets a lot worse than that.
Oh, yeah. Grok goes on to say it's 1 to the 10 to the 600th power chance of an animal changing to a different kind of animal.
Right,
Like
exactly.
like a dinosaur turning to a bird. All the different things would have to change.
Oh, of course.
No chance.
Yeah.
No
Right.
chance.
It's worse in the lab too, because some of the environments that they set up in the lab would never translate to early Earth. So that's another massive problem.
Well, they want so badly to not believe in God, they'll take anything except God.
Right. Professor Dave was given a lot. When he debated James Tour, it was pretty embarrassing. I'm glad James Tour won't waste his time with any more YouTubers, rather than people that actually know. Yeah.
Yeah, Professor Dave is not a professor. Like say Hovind's not a doctor. Okay, well, he's not a professor, and Darwin's not a scientist. Darwin had a theology degree. Why don't you call him Reverend Darwin? Yeah.
Yeah. He argued basically chemical reactions is what he argued in the debate with James Tour. So everything that he was saying had nothing to do with life ever forming anywhere.
You would think they would have to know that this is stupid, but they understand fully. That's why they don't like me. They know full well if there's a God, their whole lifestyle. Yep.
Their best guess is the RNA world, which hasn't gone anywhere in decades.
Right. Amen. Well, thank you for sending me the video. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thanks. All right, brother. Take care, Kent.
Thank you. Come on, visit. Okay, yes, sir. Next one. Hello, yes.
Hey, Kent. How you doing?
Nope, cannot hear you.
Hello?
Nope, not getting a sound here. What happened? He's froze up. Okay. Sorry about that. It's not us. It seems to be on your end. Okay. What do you got there, Joseph? Where do you think the Gehenna and Abraham's bosom are physically located? It appears to be that in the Old Testament, when people died, they would go to Abraham's bosom if they had believed, they trusted the Lord, they brought their sacrifice, but Jesus' blood hadn't been shed yet. So Jesus told the thief on the cross, today you'll be with me in paradise. Okay. In Luke 16, it talks about the rich man and Lazarus. They died and one went to hell, one went to paradise. They could see each other, talk to each other. So apparently, right in the middle of the earth is my best guess, okay? And then when Jesus died on the cross, when he ascended, or when he came out of the grave, he told Mary, don't touch me, I haven't yet ascended. I believe during that next day, he went down and preached, led captivity captive, ties into so many other verses. He went down, told the people that on the paradise side, hey, now your sins are cleansed, not covered. They're cleansed. Come with me. And led them to heaven. Then he came back down and appeared to Thomas and said, here, put your finger in my hand. Now you can touch me. So that's the best I can do. With the verses I've put together, that's my conclusion, is Jesus, when he died, he said to the thief, today you'll be with me in paradise. He went that day down to paradise and led those people out. Okay? You believe in an asteroid apocalypse? Asteroids hit the Earth all the time. I mean, Barringer meteor crater, and there's lots of, take a look at the moon, all the bumps all over that thing. It's been hit a bunch of times. So, yeah, God could use, he can use whatever he wants. So, are we going to get hit by that big asteroid coming around? Hope not, but it could happen. How was the story of Genesis and Jesus, Yeshua, written in the rocks all over the world in old hieroglyphic story? Oh, the story of Genesis and the creation and the flood accounts are all over the world. Hundreds, I think, have been found. I'm going to guess 400 is the number now that they found. Flood accounts. Of course, with the telling of the story, they get twisted sometimes, but the basic idea is a family saved in a boat from a worldwide flood. Yes, hello.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There, yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Kent, are you ready to admit that scientists do not say that life came from a rock?
No, because they do.
No, they don't.
Are you ready to admit that they do? How about that one?
No, they don't. We went over last time that no part of the most basic, simplest cell you can think of is a mineral. It's mineral. It's going to be lipids and amino acids, ribosomes, and none of that is a mineral. Why do you think that scientists say that we came from rocks?
Well, I'll show you here. Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago as a uniform ball of hot rock. National Pornographic. Do you believe they're right? 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was a uniform ball of hot rock.
I don't know what they mean by uniform. It would have had an iron core. It would have had a mantle, and then a rocky crust. But
Right.
okay,
wait a minute. Did the living things on this planet, including you, come from ultimately over billions of years and trillions of changes from that rock?
No, not from the rock.
Well, then where did it come from? Where did life come from? Outer space? They're saying the whole Earth was a hot ball of rock. How about this one? Earth was a hot ball of molten rock. Earth formed, it was a hot ball of rock. It was a hot ball of rock orbiting the sun. National Geographic. Earth started off as a hot, viscous ball of rock. I'm just showing you what you don't want to admit what you believe, because this is really stupid. But you do believe you came from a rock.
Well, first of all, National Geographic is not a scientific.
Oh, okay.
So, and by what do you believe that the Earth started as? What do you believe the crust is made of? Marshmallows?
No, the crust is made of lots of different kinds of rocks. I agree. I taught earth science.
Okay.
God made it, and it was underwater. It was never a hot molten ball. Underneath
Okay.
it is still today. Oh,
Okay, so we're in agreement on
Before you go to
that.
another topic, Pluto, stay on topic. Do you believe you came from a rock?
No,
You do.
no, because it wasn't just rock, was it?
Yeah, that's what the whole Earth was, a hot ball of rock. I'm showing you what they say. Glencoe Biology is one of the top 4 publishers in America. Millions of kids study Glencoe Biology. Watch this. Earth is thought to have formed 4.6 billion years ago. It began as a hot ball of rock. Aaron Nelson says, nobody ever said we came from a rock. Earth began as a hot ball of rock. Why can't you just admit it?
I mean, the Earth began as a hot ball. The Earth,
Right.
the formation of the Earth is not the formation of life.
Where did the life come from? It came from the minerals in that hot ball of rock. Unless
If
you
it
get another
came-
source. What's the other source?
If it came from the minerals, we went over. If it came from the minerals, then a cell, the most primitive cell you can think of, would be 100% mineral. And instead, cells are made of amino acids. They're made of ribosomes. They're made of lipids, none of which are minerals.
Where did they come from?
And in fact, when Uri Miller did the famous experiment when they formed amino acids in the laboratory, right? You know what they didn't do? They didn't bring a rock into the laboratory and pour water on it and wait for amino acids to come out, did they?
I don't know.
If they had
That's a long time
thought
ago.
there was no rocks involved in that experiment.
Okay,
So
here we
if
go.
they
Science.
thought that it came from rocks, they would have tried to form amino acids and all these other basic components with rocks, but they didn't.
Here we go. Science.org, peer-reviewed journal. You owe your life to rock. That's 2012. Let's see. Thank goodness for granite. Started out as a ball of very, very hot liquid. Quote of the day: from molten ball to opera, the earth now sings. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was a flaming molten ball of rock. And now it can sing opera. The light rocks are on the Earth's surface. I agree. You melt them up and they separate by density. I understand all that pretty good. For a few 100 million years, the temperature of Earth reached 2,000 degrees and Earth's core was formed, the structure of the Earth. When Earth formed, it was a hot ball of rock.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pluto. I'm sorry. I don't want to continue any longer. I think you're looking foolish, okay? You can believe whatever you want. The odds of life starting, ask Grok or whatever that talking head was, it's not going to happen. 1 in 10 to the 200th power. later
But
on,
you,
Grok says it's like taking one grain of sand off the. There's only one chance in all the grains of sand in the world, and you got to get it first try. That's what you'd rather believe that than believe in God.
I
feel sorry for you.
don't care what Grok says. You always
Okay.
say that
And God doesn't care what you think.
it rained on the rocks. It rained on the rocks, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, if it rained, then there was an atmosphere. So it wasn't just rock, was it? There were gases.
So
And
the
if it
gas.
rained, there's water, there's liquid water as well. So it's not just rock. In fact, all of the naturally forming elements on the periodic table would be present in
No, they
some
wouldn't.
abundance or another, just
The
as
Big
they are
Bang.
today.
You've been to study your science. Your religion teaches that the Big Bang produced
Not a
hydrogen.
religion.
It is hydrogen, a little helium, and maybe a tiny bit of lithium, so the Chinese can make their batteries. Okay. The other, do you think all 92 elements were present in the Big Bang?
No, they're not. The heavier elements are formed in stars.
Oh,
When you get you get hydrogen, you compress it down, you get it to 15 million degrees Kelvin, and it's going to fuse into helium, right? But then it
right.
has to get to like 90 million degrees Kelvin to get from helium to lithium and so forth.
Now, where's
But
this pressure? Well, where's the pressure coming from to squeeze it like that?
gravity.
Oh, where'd the gravity come from? Who made the gravity?
The gravity doesn't come from somewhere, Ken.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you say you taught science. Why don't you should know how even
Oh, the attraction of masses
Fred
inverse.
Hoyle,
Yeah,
even
inverse
Fred
square law.
Hoyle, who was against evolution, uh, knew that stars form heavier elements in the center of the star.
Okay, here we go. Berkeley University. Earth was so hot, all the collisions, that all the rock melted, and the Earth was a hot ball of melted rock orbiting the sun. So where did the rain come from? Later they say it rained on the rocks. Where did the moisture get from the rock?
No, they have to. The Earth has to cool. You're talking about the very beginning. There's no life is going to form with those temperatures.
No life's going to form under any conditions you guys have come up with. Has to be designed. Has to be. Anyway, we've gone long enough. I know you want badly to hang on to your religion. Keep it. Okay?
Not a religion. We'll go over that next time. Not a religion.
It's nothing but a religion.
You have yet to come up with a definition of religion into which evolution would fall under.
Definition of religion. A set of beliefs concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe.
Right, and
That would be
evolution has nothing to do with the cause nor the
purpose,
cause of
or the purpose
of the universe or the purpose.
Okay. Well, the Bible talks in Proverbs about, when you're talking to a foolish man, you better just walk away. So I think I need to leave. All right. Call back. All right. Thank you. Okay. Any more, Joseph? One more and let's quit. My throat's hurting. I have an old book, The Genesis Flood, John Whitcomb. That's one of the books that got me started. I read it many times. When I read that book many times, that's one of the things that motivated me to get into the creation ministry, because I said, these guys are brilliant, and it's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it, but they use all the $20 words, and the fourth graders are going to read 2 sentences and put it away. We need somebody to dumb it all down where everybody can understand it, make it simple. I'm not trying to impress anybody with using a bunch of huge words that are big words. I just want to get you to understand. God made this world. He wrote a book about it, told us, and he preserved that book all through history. He inspired different writers to write it and preserved it. So I can hold a copy right here. You ought to read it. It's got the story not only where we came from, but where we're going. Now, where are you going? If you're not going to heaven, you'd like to know, call me. I'll tell you over the phone. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. Take calls all day. I was born to rock, but not at my age, I like rocking also, Okay, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. No, we don't. Sunday. Yeah. We will? 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? Okay, we'll just keep an eye on our channel.